Here we are outside the pile gate of the old city of Dubrovnik, and we're going to take you on a little tour of the old city. You may notice here on the top of the city gate, there's Saint Blaise. Don't ask me who he is exactly, but he is the patron saint of Dubrovnik. So you can see that he's holding the city actually in the palm of his hand.
This is the first entrance and it's the oldest one. There's originally was only 2 entrances to the city, and as you can see in the back, the bridge would come up at the sunset and gates would be closed, so you can't get in. That's one of the entrances. And then they also added one more in 1907 on the other side. So there's 3 entrances to the city.
It started a long time ago to get to this point.
There is the city of Dubrovnik. That's the main fountain, but it's not working right now because it's too early. So, but normally there's water coming out of there.
But it's just a tiny little water.
Yeah. And does everybody know the Game of Thrones was filmed here? One of the famous
TV series
yes.
was filmed here, and now it seems like every corner you turn there's Game of Thrones paraphernalia and Game of Thrones tours.
Daddy, this is not open. This is not open.
No.
You can walk the city walls. There's the entrance to that. First we're going to walk all the way over
The
here.
walls are more thicker on the land side than on the water side. And they also taller on the land side.
Now they had a lot of trade on the water. It was a famous port.
Yeah.
And yeah, and remind me, you know when this was actually built? I want to say it was the 12th or 13th century.
Yeah, after they had, I think they had a pretty bad attack on them, and they decided to build the walls for protection.
Greece started encroaching on this city. It wasn't originally called Dubrovnik, but or let's say even Croatia. The Greeks started encroaching on it, and I think it was the Queen at the time made the mistake of trying to go up against the Greeks and take back some of the land, and that was kind of the end for that period of time. I forget what it was called, but the Greeks asked the Romans to come in and help them basically take that land. So it eventually became Roman country for a good long while. So we've now turned right at the gate, and this is actually another famous street. They had some shots from Game of Thrones. Here there was a dragon flying over the top, and I'm speaking not from experience because I actually haven't seen the series, but I was hearing a tour guide overhearing them talk about it and showing pictures of the dragon over the dome and the bell tower. So that was pretty cool.
So Croatia was part of Yugoslavia back in the days, as well as Serbia, Macedonia, and other countries. And when Serbian army decided, I guess back then it was Yugoslavian army, decided that they want to keep Yugoslavia together and make it one nation. But Croatians didn't want to be a part of Yugoslavia, and they started war for the independence. After Yugoslavia attacked Croatia because they didn't want to be part of it. And there'd been war from 1991 to 1995, if I'm correct, which actually Croatia won, and they got the independence. So, and Old City was attacked during that time and bombed with bombs without any logical or
strategic reason.
Yeah.
It was
So
more out of spite, it seemed like, from Yugoslavia. And they have old war photos from that time. Say old. It was 1991 and 1992 when the bombings happened. And yeah, destroyed a lot of the old city. So they still have just memories of that, you know, hard memories of and old photographs and museums just talking about that. So it's been through some rough times. I mean, between the earthquake of 1667 and the bombing from Yugoslavia in 91 and 92, some of the old buildings have been either damaged or destroyed. So there's a few buildings that still remain from, you know, several hundred years back. But the earthquake was a big devastation for it. And so was the bombing.
there's the famous steps from Game of Thrones. They said that this was the most expensive scene they shot in the Game of Thrones. I don't know how much they paid for each day of filming here, but
They had to block off, I'm sure, from all the tourists and the pedestrians, so it probably cost them a pretty hefty dollar, or euro, I should say, to film here. But there's a church at the top. You can go up and look at it.
yeah. Alright guys, let's go into the church. There's seagulls everywhere here.
Eagle, eagle.
Oh, that's a seagull.
Nobody's here. So big. The art is really beautiful. Alright guys, we're gonna go to the favorite part of mine, at least. Is port. It's absolutely beautiful and it's so peaceful there. So we're gonna head that way.
Eagle. Eagle.
There's a small walkway and I absolutely love it in the morning. We go to this small pier and it's so quiet and there's normally nobody there. Well, at least few people maybe, but it's really nice and that's where we like to dip our toes in the water. Let's go check it out. I think a lot of people here own boats because that's the only way to get to some islands. And in general, it's such a cool place to own a boat, I think. You see those big, giant boats. Oh yeah, Dubrovnik is famous for a lot of cats. They even have it on a lot of t-shirts. We finally figured it out.
Yeah, I saw a guy on the ferry on the way here. He was wearing a shirt. It was Croatian, so I didn't understand it, but I think it said Dubrovnik is family, and it just had cats all over it. Now I understand. They're everywhere.
Yeah. But I love cats.
You love cats, I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of big boats and small boats. There's sometimes even like really tiny boats. I'm surprised they don't flip with all of those waves, but yeah, you definitely need to own a boat here. I absolutely love port in the morning. That's a place I would come every single day if I would live here. Like I said, pretty much nobody's here. There's this little bar here where people can get drinks a little bit later in the day. They're not open yet. I think it's like 7 in the morning right now. But it's such a cool place to check out. There's all this expensive yacht, I think, of people right there, far in distance. And they just anchor there and just hang out all day.
That's an interesting one.
Hmm?
That ship over there, it looks like a cruise ship, but with a very sleek look to it.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool boats here. So.
Oh, he's asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to sleep?
What?
He wants to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves to sleep right there.
I think cats sleep like 19-20 hours a day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.